Good evening, everybody. Let me get my screen sorted out. There we go. Welcome to our new slot of 9 o'clock. Hopefully, my voice will hold out because I've had a bit of the old man flu the past few days. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. But I know I've got plenty of friends to help me should I want them. I'm going to bring at least two of them on here. The wonderful Pete and Diane. How are you both?
Very good. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, pretty good. Definitely. It's been an interesting week, hasn't it? Yeah, but yeah, no, we've done loads to be fair, so it's been really, really good. So, like we've had just persistent Portuguese bravery all week, is all I can say. So we were on the Friday. We went to the bullfighting, which I have to admit is the bravest, most mental sport ever. If you should have taken Eric to a bullfight rather than rugby. Honestly, it would have been so much of a better representation of Portuguese complete mentalness. Really, to be fair.
The only thing, Pete, is we're 10 years older than you. And we can't run so fast, so.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about going into the bull ring and seeing them rugby tackle a bull, basically, as they do.
It's really good.
So
I'm over all that. I've done that when I was pissed, so probably.
It's nuts, honestly. Well, anyway, we've got videos. If you want to see them later, I'm sure I can chuck you a few. But and then we've had the bravery of the Bomberos, who've been amazing with a really big fire that was.
Which we will talk about. We will talk about
which we will definitely get to. And we've had like loads of harvesting. So today we have just made mulberry and pear jam. Yeah.
Ooh,
and tons of stuff to harvest on the farm. So it's been quite nice in lots of ways. And we have loads of people over for dinner. Yeah. And the pool's been lovely. So I don't know about you. Have you been out in yours at all?
No, I've been in no state to be in a pool, mate. I don't know whether it's been hot, cold, sweating, freezing. No, it's not.
Things. Oh man, dearie me.
I'm just going to bring in another guy in the fire zone, so to speak, who might be able to tell us a little bit because I know you've had a bit round you. Good evening, Bob. How you doing?
Howdy. Good to be here.
Good to have you, sir. Always. So right, a bit of a mixed bag tonight. I've entitled it Fire and Festa, which is a strange bedfellows, but they kind of go together. Let's talk about the fires first, because it is part of living in Portugal, really, in the places that we live. When you're out in the country or whatever, and they do get them in towns as well. I've got a couple of videos here, right? I've got my screen is so full at the bottom of stuff, so I've got to find it. I could easily click the wrong video here, right? I'm going to show you a video I did. When we had the fires here, so that would have been about 2022, 23. And this is actually an intro to a video that I never made. I will probably do it one day, but it just seems so suitable for tonight's program. So I'm just going to let you watch this, and then we'll come back to it because it kind of sets the tone for what we're going to be talking about. Okay. Bom dia. Welcome to a beautiful, sunny October morning in Portugal. The sun's rising, temperature's going up, and with hope, I should be in my t-shirt by about lunchtime. Right, the reason I'm here is I want to make a few videos about buying properties in Portugal. Now, it's not going to be in the conventional process, lawyers, paperwork. That's not the object of this video. The object of this video is that when you look at a property, is that you need to have a wider vision, because it's so easy to fall in love with the property, and then the dreams start. And you start making excuses, which is sometimes a bit dangerous to do. I mean, obviously Portugal is it's a little country, but the terrain is very variable. If I drove an hour behind me, I'd be on a silver coast beach with white sand looking at the Atlantic. If I drove the other way later on in the year by about an hour and a half, I could be skiing in the Serra da Estrelas. It's that different. So that, in itself is something to think about, the difference in terrain, countryside, environment. And bear in mind that, the type of house, apartment, flat, some things we cover in these videos are going to be applicable to all, some, or very few, who knows. But if we go back to that thought about when we found that property, we looked at it and we thought, we're starting to develop dreams. Well, just bear in mind, and I don't want to, dampen your dreams, but for every dream, there is a potential nightmare. And if I start to zoom this camera out, you will see that there is a potential nightmare that unfolds behind me. And this is where we're going to start, because fire has been a very big problem this year in Portugal. And I think we need to talk about it. Maybe we can have a few ideas where we can cut the risk down. We can think about the environment where we are. I mean, don't let me put you off. You can live in central Portugal, which is where I am. But just bear in mind that fire is a part of life here. But it can be immensely destructive. And if you've kind of any doubt about that, you just take a look behind me.
And that's been sitting on my desktop for quite a while now. I will rework it into some video somewhere, but it kind of frames what we're talking about tonight in the first part of the program. How fire is a way of life here in the summer. For us.
Yeah.
And you guys over there in Castilla Branco, you've been near it, and I know Bob has had one near him. Thankfully, and I'm going to touch on wood. It's not been too close to us, but on the occasion of that video, literally, I stood on top of the hill and looked across the valley there, and it was just like a scene from Lord of the Rings. And I got another little quick video, right, which was exactly that, right? And I'll come back to that in a minute. Just let me play this one. Just look at that flame on the right, and I'll tell you something about that in a minute. Just watch that flame there. Now then, I remember that because I know that tree. That was taken from about, that was probably about between 3 and 5 kilometers away, right? And that tree on the right, that flame must have been at least 200 plus feet high, because I know that tree, and that shows you the ferocity and the danger when things really get out of hand. And that whole valley was from 360 degrees. It was just alight. So these things are terrifying, but we have to learn to live with them somehow. But back to you guys. I mean, Pete, is your fire still active in your region at the moment?
It's not at the moment, but the problem is that it's not so much about it whether it's active. It's really to do with wind. To be honest, is one of our biggest issues.
There's still hundreds of bomberos there keeping an eye on it.
The fact is there'll be embers. And the biggest problem we have, well, I think the whole of Portugal has, to be honest, and not so much here. One of the reasons we chose this land, I've even had like trees moved around the house just to make sure that we are as fire safe as we can possibly be. But is that I've had to do like strategic fires on our land as well. And eucalypts, they can go down, their roots can go down 20 meters odd, yeah. And if you've had a fire that may look completely out on the surface, that it can still burn underground and pop up quite a distance away, right? I mean, I've literally seen them pop up, way away. And if you've got winds to fan it, you'll get fires that will spark up again. So the one that we've got at the moment, is in resolution. Everyone's keeping an eye on it.
The smoke is still hanging around.
Yeah, and it's just the number of fires that you are going to get now until February, until whenever we have our next like major rain. And I suppose I have to say the community support here is brilliant, but you have to look, just like you were saying before, you have to look at how good the fire breaks are in your area. As much as there's criticism of ploughing land in Portugal, it's a great fire break, right? And if you've got lots of ploughed land around you, you are going to be safer. It's similar, as you were saying, Gary, there are villages that got hit here. And you could hear like gas tanks going and stuff like that. They did have like some stuff that hit 2 villages quite badly actually here. But on the whole, the centre of the villages are kept safe by the bomberos, and they do an amazing job. I mean, there were 500 firefighters there yesterday.
13 planes.
Yeah, like loads of engines. Yeah. It's just one of the things of the summer, and when you are looking, you have to be really aware, but also you've got to be aware and make sure that you maintain your land. One of the most important things is clearing your land every year, and one of our pretty much our biggest cost every year is making sure the land is completely cleared and maintained and fireproof, and as much as you can get fireproof. To be honest, you'll probably the fact is you are probably going to have a fire that's going to come through your land at some point. It might be now, it might be 30 years time, right? Yeah. But on the whole, you just have to be prepared for that situation. That's the thing. And what's lovely about here is how many people have set up or offered accommodation or land for animals, or just help genuinely to anyone that's out
there.
There's
animals turning up at the moment where people just let them free to get away from the fire. And now they're posting on Facebook to find the owners of the animals.
Yeah, but there's also people, like everyone around
Everyone's
here.
Donating stuff, accommodation or food, clothes.
Or we're looking for, what is it at the moment? So each village has set up somewhere to kind of help out anyone that's been displaced by the fires. And at the moment, I think they're looking for an electric fence for someone's got horses. So anyone that's got a temporary electric fence so that they can kind of loan out for the moment. But it's just quite nice the way everyone comes together. I think is really lovely.
We had two lots of friends who were preparing to evacuate and come here if the wind changed direction.
Well, one of them was Phil, and so as you know, they sent some pretty.
Yeah, Phil and Kimberly sent us a video. It looks really frightening.
Yeah,
but it's the flames.
But you are literally at the mercy of the wind, because the fires can travel 20 odd kilometres. But the Portuguese firefighters here at the moment, there were a delegation that were out in California trying to teach them how to deal with some wildfires out there. They're amazing, I must admit. The way they deal with, I think things have really significantly improved since 2017, since like the big fires that were here. I mean, Terry was here, wasn't he, when they all kind of kicked off. But I think there's been amazing improvements, and the way they generally fight fires here is incredible.
Yeah. Well, they are. They're very, very brave people, for saying most of them are volunteers. But Bob, I think you've got a certain amount of experience in this, haven't you? Because you kind of worked in that environment was it Colorado or was it somewhere else?
Yes. Well, Colorado, Wyoming, the underground fires that would pop up weeks later in Wyoming were actually from coal seams that were right under the soil.
Wow.
And so it would light the coal and then have a big wind. But in Colorado, Wyoming, that was almost always lightning, that kind of thing. And so different. And the way they were handled, I used to run Viv made it.
Hello, Viv.
The way they are handled is considerably different, because I was on a dozer. That's what I did. And so we would make a line through the timber, and we had some tall timber, and we were in the mountains. So it was a different approach, significantly different than it is here. I have a picture on my phone from getting called out at 2:30 in the morning. We were already staged, and you spend the next hour crawling a bulldozer up the mountain toward where the fire is. And then the picture was taken just as I turned around and headed back toward town, because that was outside of a town. Actually, the same town. It was near us. It's where John and Pam Heimbach lived. And so anyway, there is a different approach. We had the ones here in Korea were really close to friends of ours, including some of the folks in our language class today. It stopped 30 meters from their house because it got on the road.
That's close.
Awfully close.
And it didn't jump the road.
It didn't jump the road. I mean, I've been on fires where there were 2 kilometers and more of hose laid out where you couldn't drive. And it is a different approach, but they certainly, around here, they got 2 airplanes is all they got, because there are so many busy everywhere else.
Yeah.
And that friend from class said that those 2 planes for their house, for and the old church that was right there made a significant difference just in helping make a line. So it's been lighting up all around us. One neighbor drives truck, and he said yesterday that they're besides the fire here at Koya, he was driving past one in Fascia, which is where we originally moved to, just down the road about 3 kilometers. There was another one at Vitorino Place, which is the other direction. So, and fortunately, they caught the fellow that set the one here in Korea. They caught him that first day. But like last year, we had 5 fires in one night. The day after, in the same area.
Same area. We watched a movie and we started to go to bed. So I went to put the blinds down and the whole mountain's on fire and we didn't even know it. So there's just flames everywhere out there.
Well, I'm just going to load up your little clip that you've put. It'll probably play straight away, but maybe if you want to talk through it and tell me where this is.
Sure.
Right, that's somewhere presumably.
Yeah, that's just up toward the old church Beaumort. That was taken at 0:23 in the morning.
Okay.
And that was Vitor Costa took that from his home. That was zoomed in. But
how far is Vitor from there? Is he fairly
from
close
that
to
fire?
Yeah.
That would have been less than a kilometer, half kilometer away the crow flies.
Wow.
So half to 3/4. So, but last year, the 5 that were in that same area was a fellow that was set free by the judge that day.
Oh man!
They knew he did it. He'd already been charged before, and they let him go. And then the judge let him go because the court workers were on strike. And instead of doing something with him, he said, "I can't deal with this. I don't have the personnel. Let him go.
Wow.
Take him home."
Yeah.
So they brought him to Ponte Lima.
Yeah.
And he set 5 fires.
And he set 5 fires that night.
That's the frustrating part.
Yeah.
So this is
Bob, what's amazing is like the difference between Spain and Portugal. They're 80% of fires in Portugal are deliberately set. Only 15% in Spain, right? So we're only just by the border, and it's because of the punishments. Because essentially, as you were saying, people just get let off in terms of there are very, very in Spain.
Too often. Yeah.
And then they tell them, well, we send them to counseling and they're mentally ill. What do you want us to do with them? It's like, don't keep letting them go so they can set more fires.
Well, committing. They're all. I mean, we know someone that was committed to like not that long ago here, and there should be harsher punishments. Essentially, there's no reason why there shouldn't be. We had one. The big fire that was just down the road from us just now was someone who did what, a fire in
burning rubbish in a metal can
in a metal bin.
Yeah,
and sparks came out,
set the fire,
and set that massive fire off. And
then you've got the wind, and there's nothing. They're fighting a losing battle. They were on the second day. They'd almost got it under control, and then the wind picked up again.
Yeah,
it just went again.
And it's just the rate it can spread out with the wind. So you've just got to be
watching the smoke getting blacker and blacker.
It's definitely. But God, that is so awful. So they literally let him go, and they knew exactly what it was. I just don't understand why it's not gonna. Why people aren't pressurizing to change more. I mean, obviously, I think
I don't know either.
Yeah. It just makes no sense whatsoever. We know, obviously, eucalyptus is a massive problem, but the fact that it's 80% here and only 15% that are man-made in Spain shows that.
Let's see what Spain's doing to the people they catch setting fires.
Exactly. The punishments are much.
Do the same thing.
Like 10, 15 years behind bars if you set fires here.
Right.
It's virtually nothing, and that's the reason why. That is exactly the reason why you have these multiple sites. You also have firefighters that do it as well. So they had a big problem with, because the pilots are paid so much to go out. Sometimes get spotters on the ground to set fires. But
everybody makes money on fires.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but
People that lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, except people that lose their homes and everything else.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Victims now.
a couple of other things Bob sent me. The legal framework and penalties. If somebody deliberately sets a fire in a forest, land, pastures, bushes, wild vegetation, or agricultural land, they face imprisonment of 1 to 8 years, which obviously sounds quite serious. And but
Mhm.
that doesn't usually happen, does it? They like you
You
say,
don't do it.
they get let off.
Yeah.
And I think that one kind of says more the same thing. Only about 7% of those tried actually end up incarcerated. There
Yeah.
are, however, cases of significant sentences of up to 25 years when multiple crimes, casualties, or major destruction are involved. But we still know, as residents of Portugal, that a lot of these people they just don't get done. They
No.
might get suspended sentence or whatever. It doesn't
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah. Well, and the legal process here is so long, and there are an awful lot of lawyers. So you've got lots of cheap legal support, but you've also got an incredibly long process. If you're going through a court case here, in general, it's taking well,
Years.
it does take a long time. Yeah. So therefore, it takes a long time to be dealt with. It's not.
Yeah.
It's something that needs to be tightened up. If you're complaining about all sorts of other things, it's a simple thing that would make all the regions that we live in an awful lot safer. And as you two rightly point out, it doesn't happen in other countries. You don't
No.
get the same number of arsonists. So it is.
If it is sort of a mental condition, I can understand that. But a lot of these guys are doing it just purely for profit or for some
They are.
gain in some sort. Because there's always the insurance on the land you can claim on, and there's always like overtime for
It's
people
very
working.
difficult to get fire insurance. I was talking about that with Nuno, and he said for anything major, because the major thing that they let go are plantations, like eucalyptus plantations,
Right.
and you can't insure a eucalyptus plantation for
You
fire.
can't anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
you wouldn't be able to. I mean, which insurer is going to
They were
insure
just
a eucalyptus plantation? They'd be absolutely crazy to do
when
it.
the fire
So-
hit the eucalyptus plantation, they just let it burn.
Yeah,
They just moved further along and tried to make a break
Yeah.
for it.
so it's
They
not so much that, but
can't
it's
put them out.
I suppose if you wanted to reduce the price of land and say you wanted to build on it, there might be a possibility of that. But I think it's more like deliberate arsonists and hero syndromes. I mean, you've had that happen everywhere worldwide, that you get people that
Worldwide.
set fires for those sorts of reasons. And as you rightly say, there's a lack of places for people that are mentally ill. The kind of institutions that used to exist don't anymore. But
Mhm.
more importantly than that, their sentences just aren't tough enough or enforced. So, as you rightly say, you've got 5 people one person setting 5 fires. The amount of destruction and
Damage,
and
people's
possible
lives.
loss of life amongst as you
Mhm.
said, mainly volunteer firefighters is just not
Yeah.
acceptable.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
Had-
sad.
3 firefighters died they were trapped in their engine, weren't they?
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, it's
That's true. Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, that's why, Gary, that video of yours is just, it is good to help people look, just like we tell people up here, take a compass if you're looking at a house, and if it's pointed north, if your windows are pointed north, you need to know it,
Yeah.
It's the same way with the timber, if the timber is close to the house. Just all those factors, like those folks today in class, they said some of the folks on the other side of their street, it burnt. They had tall trees up to the edge of their yard, and it burned right to the edge of their back concrete wall. And that's too close to a house. That's too close for comfort.
But as I understand it, I mean, talking to people, obviously these fires start in the undergrowth, low down, and then that it burns away, and then it gets up into the trees where it starts to travel rapidly. Then, so part of the problem is the undergrowth, the understory, as they call it, isn't it? That it just unneglected, and it just overgrows, and it's just waiting for that spark.
But right now, it's even what's mowed down, it is so dry.
Mhm.
I don't know about there, but here we don't remember the last day it rained. I mean, it's
No.
this is
This is the driest, hottest summer.
But
yeah,
at least if it's mowed down, I mean, it's probably more dealable
Ever if
because
it's mowed down. Yeah.
it still goes
oh
so
yeah.
fast, you know,
But
because it's just
when
Yeah.
you see that tree, which is what 200 foot plus,
Yeah.
that's scary, and you know it can travel so quick, so fast, so far.
Yeah.
yeah,
There are certain things we can do. You know, we keep our land clean, like Pete says.
Yeah.
You don't have trees too close to your house.
Mhm.
You know, there are a number of things, and I mean, a simple tips. I mean, maybe we should discuss that. If you have all your documentation, I always keep ours in a little briefcase folder. Should
Yeah.
we be in need, we can grab it and go within
Yeah.
seconds. Because you don't want to be running around the house for your passports and you know, all your
No.
documentation. So anybody that lives in this sort of area, that is a great idea, I think. You know, to
Yeah.
do that, the grab and
Yeah.
go thing. Keep a little bag somewhere with some essentials in it, just in case.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
sounds a bit over the top, but you never know, do you? You just never
You
know.
never know.
yeah.
You never know. There are you know, many other things. I mean, most people in that sort of situation will have a fire plan. I know that I've got one. I know where my exits are. You know,
Mhm.
and that's a good thing to do. And the other thing, there's another clip from that video, right? And you check this with your windows, okay? Just have a look at this, because it's a simple thing, but it could save your life. Property has these sort of windows fitted, then they're good for two reasons. I'll show you. First reason is, if you just slide them, pick them up, they come out.
Oh,
Great for
wow.
cleaning both sides. A lot less hassle. To go back in again, up and down. Simple as that. The
Wow.
second thing is, it makes a great fire escape in an emergency if you happen to be trapped in a particular part of the building. So have a look, see if you've got those sort of windows fitted to your property.
Mhm.
Now, they're quite a common window. There's thousands of homes around here with those sort of windows,
Yeah.
but not many people know that. Now, you're both
I
stopped in
didn't
that.
know that.
You're
Yeah, I
both,
didn't
you're
know.
both,
Got
That's-
those windows. So, I don't know, yeah. But
You-
I don't know. Yeah.
you're both stopped in that. You're both stopped in that room. So should there be an occurrence,
Oh,
you know
yes,
what to do now.
Yeah.
God, dear, yeah, goodness me, that is quite cool. They're not bad at all, definitely.
And the other thing is, you know, things like gas bottles. A lot of
Yeah.
people
Oh,
have gas
yeah.
bottles. You know, they are a major hazard to fire
Yeah.
services.
Mhm.
And one of the other things I might
Yes.
recommend is if you've got the big gas bottles, they are, you know, almost immovable. Really, there's no way you're going to move those on your own.
No.
If you go down to the smaller half-size bottles, then you
Mhm.
can move those out of the way. And if there's a piece on your land where you've got like I would dig a hole or something, you know, throw your gas bottles in there away from the house. So,
Mhm.
you know, if you're evacuating, if the fire services have to come in, they're not going to have to deal with explosive devices. That would
Mhm.
be a small tip, you know. If
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
we
down,
had a house in the village, Gary, where the guy had, what was it, about 16 gas bottles inside the house when it
Before
went
we
up.
moved here, the whole thing went kaboom.
I don't know,
Yeah.
honestly. Someone
Oh.
did buy it, but
Someone's supposed to have bought it now. There's
yeah, but
literally it's just a
goodness me.
shell. There's nothing inside.
Yeah,
Everything's gone with the fire.
that you're absolutely right. It's
Oh,
not
wow.
Before we came
explosive.
here.
Yeah.
and the other thing that I just find totally crazy is that, you know, if you are renovating a house, there's such a lot of restrictions on what materials you can use. I know around here, if a house has got a timber roof, you can't replace it with concrete beams. It's not allowed.
Right.
Now, I think that is lunacy, absolute lunacy in this sort of, you know,
Mhm.
situation,
Yeah.
because as soon as those roof beams catch, that's it. It's game over.
It's
At
gone
least
anyway.
with concrete, at least you've got a small chance that, you know, it might pass you by. You'll sustain some damage, but probably your roof is not going to collapse.
Mhm.
Right.
But
Huh.
it just seems stupid to me that they won't even entertain the thought that, you know, wood is not always the best idea. It looks nice, it looks beautiful. I mean, especially yours, Pete. I mean, it's a proper beauty. But in a situation where you've got, you know, an old property and you're thinking, I could put some concrete beams up there. Most of mine are all concrete. That's one of the things in this house that I you know, I noticed. I just think it should be addressed, and if you want to put concrete beams in, you should be able to. Just
Mhm.
in this climate of fire and what
Sure.
happened. So That's what I think.
Also, be careful. There are some things about concrete. We were looking at a concrete beam house the other day, and it had an asbestos roof, and they still sell asbestos roofing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just be aware of all sorts of things that they kind of have. And I'd just say make sure that you. Yeah, I mean, certainly in our case, it's law that you have to clear around your property to make it fire safe. And it's one of the biggest. It's probably one of our biggest expenses each year, to be honest, is making sure that it's completely clear. And it's worth doing. You want to end up being kind of safe and being responsible, because as well as that, the more people are doing it on farms, the more fire breaks you're providing for the rest of the community. So it's essentially a great way of doing things. And it may be a bit of an argument, Gary. I know you love sometimes you do love like a bit of a permaculture and you know, kind of going with a few new ideas. Sometimes it's actually best just to look at what everyone else is doing and kind of follow exactly what their route. I spent I wasted quite a lot of time not really doing it.
Now we wait till they do something and then we follow.
But it's usually those people that have permaculture farms that suffer the most in a fire, because then they haven't maintained the land essentially, or they haven't put fire breaks in. So it's of the farms I know that have gone, out of people we know, pretty much all of them had that kind of approach. So it is something you need to consider before you're doing that. I'd say.
Well, Pete, you know me. There isn't nothing that a good strimmer won't sort out.
Well, that is absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what you should be doing. You're right, but it does take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of time, but it's worth doing. It's just one of those things that you have to take responsibility as a caretaker.
Get as much clear as we can with the tractor, but didn't manage to get all of it done this year. But the bit that's not done is away from the house. So
thankfully.
And I know Bob and Viv have been looking at places round and about and having a bit of a tour about. I mean, has that been on your mind? Do you look at a place and think, oh, you know, I don't fancy that too much because of that situation, or, you know?
Oh, definitely, particularly because I used to do it when we got married. Viv was still in Aurora, and I was in Westcliff, which was 3 hours apart. So she was back and forth. And so when she finally got moved down there, the first week she got there, she got there on the weekend.
Well,
I got called out on
Sunday, and the next day
I got called out on a fire.
Yeah.
And so she was faced with, okay, there's a list on the fridge of what you grab, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we think about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And frankly, one place we've looked at is where there was a major fire with all those fires last year, and it's already cleared, and they've cleared the dead trees from last year. And
working on it still.
And so it's like, this can't grow up bad enough to be a bad fire spot. And coming from the mountains, we like the view of rocks anyway. So that it's definitely something that we look at, where it sits, what's the lay of the wind. Okay, there are trees across the road. If they burned and fell, would they come into our property? That kind of thing. Absolutely. No, they wouldn't.
But you say you can go all through this and do all those checks, and then do what I did with my little house, which couldn't be worse, to be honest, because it's right on top of a hill. There's a little pine eucalyptus forest sitting out the back.
No.
The house is mainly surrounded by wood. The roof is wood. It's a stone building, but it's such a beautiful place that it's worth a chance. You know, it's worth a chance. And I try and keep the land around it. I try and keep a perimeter clear. And luckily, so does everybody else. But there are trees that are far too close, which are not mine. But trying to find who owns the land and trying to get them to cut it down is a whole different option. You know, that's the sort of thing that you will find. The other thing I've done, and whether it's a good idea or not, I don't know. I bought a drone because if there's ever a fire, right, I want to see where it is, because so many times you can look at a fire and think, yes, I'm going that way, but not realize when you travel around the corner, but it's encircled you, or the route that you're going is taking you towards the fire. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking, if I can send up a drone in this occasion of actually see where the fire is and find my route out and check it out, then at least that is something.
Yeah.
For the cost of a drone now, I mean, it's what 100.
Not much.
Not much, and that could be something that will save your life, because people
It
have done it.
could.
I mean, the Pedrogo Grande fires and the Figueira de Vinas ones, people went the wrong way, whether
Yeah.
that they drove into the fire,
Yeah.
and that's tragic. I mean,
It's
that
horrible.
should never have happened.
No.
So I'm thinking, I'll take my own choices, and that's one tool I can use if I'm cut off, which might happen. There is a road in and there is a road out that way. But if both exits are closed, I've got a plan. There are 2 concrete water, I call them buildings, where the pumps are, right? I'm taking a sledgehammer to that door and I'm going in there. That's
Yeah.
where I'm going. If I can't get out, because they're made of concrete, they've got concrete roofs and there's water in there. So if need be, that's my survival plan.
There you go.
That's right.
You got to find what you can.
You do.
Yeah, I think we've got quite a large pool we might hang out in.
Yeah.
So,
Which dive in.
no, there's all sorts of ones.
Yeah, I mean, when we first were looking for properties, we found a lovely place, and then we thought about the fire risk and decided not to go for it because there wasn't an escape route, was there?
And we spend a lot of time maintaining and making sure that all the roads are clear coming out. So if there was a fire, we've still got enough room. We made sure, first of all, that the road was big enough for a fire engine to come down, which was our priority. We're making sure
they had to
which meant that we had to
drills
widen
to the boulders to get.
we had to widen the road. We had to dynamite some boulders when we were first bring it in, and we widened everything to make sure that they were big enough to come through. Obviously, kind of like, we registered, but we also moved trees when we first got there. It was brilliant. We had a guy with a massive JCB, and he was picking up like 30-foot trees and popping them everywhere. So we could replant stuff
because they were too close to the wooden balcony.
Yeah, but we moved a bit closer to what had happened in 2017, and that was that pyroclastic. That was it. And the biggest problem you get is that the fires themselves, you might not think, there's no wind, but the fires themselves generate wind. So
they do. They generate their own weather. Yeah.
So, and you guys know a lot worse than us. It's amazing how many fires pop up. Fogos is okay for when the fire starts. But I think Google Maps is better in terms of actually giving you where it's spread to.
Yeah.
And Facebook's quite good as well.
It doesn't show you where it's moved to.
Yeah, it kind of just gives you an idea of how ferocious it is. But
we only knew because people send us pictures and videos where they were.
But Bob's brought up something really important here, which is that we are right next to an airplane centre, like a fireplane centre. So there's one in Castelo Branco. There's there. And we're between 3 major dams. So it means that essentially
you won't run out of water.
So essentially it means we have a lot of fire
planes. We're going backwards and forwards in convoys, weren't they?
All the time. So again, that might be something worth looking at when you're getting a place. I know it sounds odd, but the way we've seen them fight fires out here and the number of times they've saved any property damage is just unbelievable.
Was it 2 years ago? Mountain up there, didn't we? That was a bad one.
They are incredible. Just the same as your neighbours. The fact that it got to 30 metres away, it's not coincidental that the firemen had a really good strategy. And the way they fight the fires here is not like anything in the UK, Gary. It's not like pop along and see.
Oh, I've seen it, buddy. I've watched them on top of the hill and the way they deal with it. It's an art form, really.
Yeah.
But like you say, I mean, my friend Edward, who had literally a place worse than Eagle's Nest, it was right in the middle of a eucalyptus forest by about a good kilometre, and it caught fire. And he phoned me up and he said, I'm sure the house has gone. Can you go and check? Because he wasn't in the country at the time. And I still remember it now. It's the same occasion of the video that I showed you there. Yeah. Drove into the forest. All the firefighters were asleep. They were exhausted on the grass. And like you say, Bob, there's still licks of flame coming out the ground with the storms.
Yeah.
I thought, his house has just got no chance because this looks like it's been nuked. It was just awful. Drove into the forest, down to his house. There it was. His front garden where the planters were slightly charred. It had reached that far.
Really?
Yeah,
That
it
was
reached that
all.
far. It had got to that far, but the guys had protected it. They'd been in the middle of the forest protecting
Oh,
that
my
house.
goodness.
The only thing he lost was his stable down the bottom of the garden. That was made of wood, but hey,
Wow.
his house is still there. It's still lived in now, and you know that's all because of the Monberos.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
incredible, definitely, absolutely. But the other thing I would also say is eucalyptus, and you see it. I've seen it on road signs up here. Eucalyptus does equal like death here up here because the
It's
biggest.
a firebomb.
Well, it's not just a firebomb. It's getting rid of it. You know, the only way of getting rid of it is digging it out. If you
Yeah.
try to chop it down, you'll get 4 come back in its place.
Yeah.
It will.
Exactly.
We've seen it. Yeah.
We've got eucalyptus in maybe 2 areas of our land, yeah, and they're miles away from the house. We've made sure it's like
Yeah.
a very, very large distance, and it's fine if they burn, but there's not a lot we can do about them. Where they're placed, it would cost so much money to well, physically to dig them out would be virtually impossible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're on the top of a hill, and their roots probably go right down to the bottom of the hill. So
They probably do.
there's very little chance of getting rid of it. So it's
Yeah.
one of those things where if you're buying land or if you're trying to maintain it, you've got to recognise that Portugal's very strange and big. I don't know if you know, it's China's biggest paper supplier is Portugal. Okay, as well as loo roll, it provides like paper for the world's biggest sort of populace. So it's kind of you've got those massive plantations, and the bomberos aren't going to protect those during a fire. So if you are in the middle of it, it's going to be one of those things.
This is why when you see on Facebook, you see these people saying, "Oh, I'm just going to put a log cabin in the middle of this forest. It's not legal." And
Sounds like a good idea, but
yeah,
no, it's just
and they don't understand when you say to them, "But you know we get forest fires. Have you not thought of that?" They just still do it. They still do it.
But and there are other things, Gary. I mean, there are other issues in terms of it's not difficult for you to get someone to set a fire stupidly. Okay, even if if you gave an old person here in Portugal €20 to go and set a fire to kind of get rid of some rubbish on your land, the likelihood is they'd probably do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you really did want to kind of have things set fire, I think there just needs to be harsher punishment. It needs to be publicised. Really. So,
no doubt.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
It is. But Simon's got a great idea. Said maybe the highly flammable eucalyptus should be replaced with things like hemp to produce paper.
Yes, it's a lot of work. It sounds lovely, but
It would be fantastic.
Well, that's why they put the eucalyptus in, because once it's in, they haven't got to do anything to it, have they?
It's cheaper.
Well, and it produces money in 7 years, 8 years, and you've got
easily. And it just keeps coming back. It just keeps coming back, doesn't it? Like you say.
Well, with cork, you've got 20 years probably before you get your first harvest. You know, maybe 25 before you get something that's a decent return. So it's it's a lot longer process.
Yet, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Next year probably how he's doing.
I think it will do. Yeah, driving a bulldozer up a mountain also sounds mad, Bob. I think I'm driving a
tram. A blast.
He loved it.
It's a blast.
He loved it.
I've turned one around on a slope so steep that it's like you turn it around quick or it's going sideways down this way.
Oh.
Of course, I don't tell her that until it's all over.
I've been with him a few times where he
in a truck.
Yeah, where it's like, what are we? Because you're at the front of the truck and there is nothing under you. And there's nothing around you.
There it is.
Well, it's holding
You
the
can't
wheels up,
see
but
it.
I can't see it. It's like you're going to get us killed.
So yeah, it's effective though. And like that, where I said that I had to go an hour and a half toward the fire before I got to turn around and go back. There was also already what they're called in the U.S. or hotshot crews. So there was a crew up there waiting that had already been trimming the area. And so as I cleared coming down, I put all the brush on the one side, and then they were cleaning up the centers the whole way. So there was a crew of 16 guys, and they're out there for 24, 36 hours at a
They're
shot.
the heroes. They're,
Yeah.
they
they
take
are.
all the chances.
They are.
And all, they're,
I'm in a steel frame cab,
they're amazing.
you know, so it's, but the most now over some of what Gary showed me over near Albiazra and some of those areas, like probably up where your cabin is, there are places obviously you can't go where there are cliffs, but like anything behind us here, the last 2 years that there were fires, a dozer would do the job.
They could have gotten those.
These army use them because
They
I've
have
seen
got
them.
some.
I've seen them, but it's just the number they have. Really, they probably just need more resources. But I
And with
must
the number
admit,
of fires that have been going on the past few days, they're very thinly spread on the
yeah,
ground.
absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, they're really stretched at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just been because it's everywhere, as you said. Because once you've got one fire that started, you've got the possibility of embers blowing, and you
Yeah.
just need that weather.
Well,
And
thank God we had no wind. They were predicting wind for that night,
Yesterday,
and there
yeah.
was none.
we had really bad.
yeah.
We had really strong winds, and whichever way it
We
went,
had
it
none.
affected someone we knew. So
Yeah.
it was a bit of a nightmare.
In the
so.
end, the wind changed direction and it went in the middle. We got friends either side, and it went through the middle, and they were okay.
But it's still,
It
yeah,
could
it's
have
just
gone.
horrible to have. So,
Yeah.
because you never know which direction it's going to go or if it's going to come
Yeah.
back. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the first, I think, where it started, they thought they were fine, and then the wind blew it back up, and sort of like
Yeah.
Away goes again.
Yeah.
I actually remember that night where that at the video I showed you. I was in the back garden, and they were literally embers falling from the sky, and they were smoking as they were coming down.
Yeah.
There was still a light. I'm thinking, oh God, how am I going to control this? Luckily, none of it took. I mean, I'd watered the garden down anyway, but
That's good.
it could have gone anywhere. It could have started, more fires. And when you're in that situation, you think to yourself, this is serious. This is serious now. It's it's that close. It's dropping embers on you that are still smoking, and it could get
there's
really out of
times to
control.
leave, aren't there? Definitely. Sometimes you just have
It's like
to.
when we
It doesn't
came
matter
over-
what you lose, you can replace it. It's not
course.
like at the end of the day, it's down to you to make sure you're kind of okay.
When we came over looking, we were in Portugal Grand, and they had lost, and they showed us the pictures. They'd lost their roof and a few things.
Well,
on
they had
fire.
like over 100 deaths, didn't they, in
Yes,
2017?
but they
so,
managed to
But they
escape.
did.
They managed to escape. They got out. And then they suddenly realised their housekeeper was missing. She's back at the house trying to save the roof. They had to
Oh no.
no.
And you get some very silly people.
But
I have to admit, I
Lucky
think
enough,
you do-
they went the other way and didn't get caught in that.
I think
that
you have
blast.
to you have to get out, but you also have to try and make sure, exactly as Bob was saying, if there's fire breaks already in the land, or if you can maintain fire breaks, or even if just you can plough a fair bit of your land, or make sure it's cut really short,
Right.
it's a huge difference to how
Makes a difference.
It does.
Huge difference.
So
And a
it's-
grass fire burns so fast. It goes so fast.
Absolutely. Yeah, 20, I think, was it 22 miles an hour they can go up to. So it is nuts. It's just
Because we could see it at that first night, we could just see the glow in the distance. And you realise, it's if the wind comes this way, it could.
no, ours was miles compared to what you two had. Ours was like 17, 20 kilometers
But it
away.
was still keep looking at it and looking on Facebook.
but
See
you've
the-
not-
It's too close.
Yeah.
that's still close enough. Yeah.
It's too close if you can see
Yeah.
it.
And we're in town. We were in zero risk at all, but
Yeah, we're
but
not.
we had
we're not
friends and
thinking.
family and all that. We've been to that old church up there. We've been there for a couple weddings, and it would be a huge loss to have.
To the community.
And all over Portugal, it's the history stuff.
Yeah.
It's things that
Yeah.
you talk about that we can replace our stuff, but there's historical things here that there
Can't
is no
replace them.
replace them, and it's just, and how many of these capellas are on the top of a ridge and
Yep.
fire burns uphill,
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. But then there's a lot of good castles and stuff still standing. You still have to look and think, if they've been here for I don't know, 800-900 years, I reckon.
Yeah.
Probably
Pretty
okay.
fireproof.
Fire's not likely going to take them down.
No, not likely. Well, I think we've probably scared the bejeebus out of people enough. I put the link up there in case anybody else is watching this. They might want to tell us something what's going on. I want to join us. It's there in the comments and it's there on screen at the moment. So let's just kick back a bit now and relax a bit. Now the other part of the program is thankfully a bit more happy. It's a bit more jolly. So I'm going to play this, Peter, and then maybe you can tell us what it is afterwards.
All right, and
That's our Festa coming up.
Yeah, that's our Festa coming up, which we're going to be working out every day. It's I just think the whole idea of festas everywhere is brilliant, and so for a really good example, this weekend, Penn&McCord, just up the road from us, where the fire has been, essentially, they've got Gypsy Kings playing on this Friday, and on Saturday they've got James headlining.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the biggest country and western singer, as you might have seen on the Monday. Okay. But we also have like a little mini bullfight on the Saturday. We have like a big auction. We've got a raffle, loads of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And essentially the Festa Group works all year with loads of events. We have an event every 2 or 3 weeks, which raises money towards putting on the Festa each year. And I would encourage everyone to go to as many local ones as possible. They're great fun.
There's 3 this weekend. We're going to a friend's barbecue Friday night, and then we're scooting from there to go to the Gypsy Kings.
Yeah, that should be good.
I'd love to see the Kings.
The festas are brilliant, so please go and support all of them. I mean, obviously, the best Festa of all is obviously the Orca Festa that Gary's just
that was Triton. That was like proper there, man. I so enjoyed that.
But all of your local festas could do with support. Yeah. The fact is that they're done voluntarily. No one there gets paid. All they're doing it for is to raise money for the next Festa next year, to try and get something bigger, to try and attract more people, to make it more fun for the next year later on.
I mean, what we have is every band brings their own truck with a stage on.
Yeah, which is awesome.
So
you don't get that anywhere in England.
It's got a different stage.
Yeah, and sometimes you get 2 bands and they've got 2 different stages that they put up. And we were working one year where with this band that loads of people waited for. I don't know, for me, maybe a couple of thousand people we had, and they waited for this rock band that didn't start until 3:30 in the morning. Right? There's commitment that I think goes beyond
commitment
to party, but also just the fact that they only exist because they have friends and family coming, but also all of us that have come to Portugal. I think we need to contribute as much as possible and get involved. The most fun I ever have is helping with the Festa Group. It's lovely. It makes you a lot of friends in the community, but also it's just really nice to kind of serve, go and clear up rubbish, go and kind of pour a few pints, do whatever you can
clear
to
the
come
tables,
out.
Whatever.
It's just really
Make
nice.
cocktails.
You can get involved even with very poor Portuguese like me. Okay, I'm sure most villages, especially if they're small, I think Gary's probably right to get on some of the committees. It's probably easier if you're in a smaller village, right? But it's a lovely way of helping, and it's a really nice way of integrating. And you'll never be short of a drink or any food. The only thing you guarantee, even though you don't get paid and everything's voluntary,
all your drinks and food,
you never pay for food or drink, and you always have a good time. It's just fab. So
there you go.
It's the family, of course.
Yeah, it just makes you feel at home. I think it's a really good way of feeling at home in the community and getting to know loads of people. So I would really encourage it, and obviously come to our Festa because it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
do, because they are a friendly crowd up there. They'll welcome you with open arms, and you'll be dancing, laughing, drinking, and God knows what else. To the
That's
wee
when they bought
small
you the T-shirts, didn't they, Gary? When the
They
track
did.
parade, yeah.
I was wearing it the other day, actually, strangely enough. I thought,
It's nice wearing those sort of shirts. It's good. It shows you've got a bit of
We've got a
commitment.
collection from different festas now.
Yeah,
So.
it's really nice. It's nice to have.
now our friend Joel has just made a comment, right? This is a good test for you Portuguese, Pete. I can understand some of it. It's got something to do with watch, but there's a lot of mixed expletives in this because he's from Porto. So let's have a go there. And yeah, I know what that means. And
Yeah.
I know what that means. I know what watch means, but
Yeah, we know the swear words.
something about using a watch or something. Am I late? Is he late? Does he not know that the time has changed for the program? But the swear words I know for definite.
Yeah.
Perfect Northern Portuguese, that is definitely. It's not swearing.
Yeah. Does that continue further up, Bob? Do they swear a lot up where you are, or is that just a
every other word?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were going to go. Maybe not.
They laugh.
I think
laugh
they're
about
worse
it.
up here than anywhere I've been.
Really?
They're kind of proud of it.
They are. They kind of wear it as
It's just normal. They don't think of it. It's just normal.
I think it's lovely. I think it's a nice trait to have. And the only thing is, you do have to be aware that it's not the same in the rest of Portugal. So I said, John, one of the phrases Joel uses a lot is filia de puta, which if you say in the village near me, the one we're going to on Friday night, they shunned me for about a month for saying it because it was like so rude. But in the north, it's like saying hello, really, to be honest. It's something you have to try and get used to, I think. So.
Yeah, but it's probably like the difference between Glasgow and London, isn't it? Let's be honest. They have their cultural differences, so that goes with it.
Fairly wide space there.
Absolutely.
Between Glasgow and London.
I'm gonna attempt the impossible now. I'm gonna try and share.
Try this next one. This looks impossible.
Where are we? Share screen. We're gonna try and go. Hopefully. Where's it gone?
No.
Is it that one? I don't know if it's that one. Chrome down. That's the one I'm after. So let's see what's happening, shall we? Can you see that? Hopefully you can, because I can't see you guys now. It's obliterated the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
So at the moment, let's see what's going on. I like doing this.
That's brilliant. You can't see that. I'll widen it for you.
You have to have a bigger screen, don't you? So we've got some stuff. Caldas de Rainha, Lisbon. Ashada, would that be Ashada? Mafra? Whatever that is. Something going on there.
It's a brilliant website, Gary. Honestly, I really do think he's done a great job.
Yes.
Oh, cheese and honey.
There you go. Villa de Rey. I mean, that's quite a long festival as well, from the 26th of July to the 3rd of August. I mean, that
is long. Yeah.
Wow.
This weekend.
What else have we got? Where's that to say? Cavalo Santo. That's Porto. Another Caldas de Rainha. Vienna. That's more your way, isn't it?
Close to us.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's amazing how many are on. Look at how many are on the same day.
You can spend like hours on it if you want to, planning your weeks ahead.
You can.
So,
and
it's totally, if I can, you can here with the filters, make it local to where you are.
That's brilliant.
So there, up here, like there it is, eventusagenda.com events. Remember that. Go there. Find yourself something to do for the weekend, and like Pete says, support your local festas. Get involved.
Yeah.
Get to know the people. Taste real Portugal. It's a lot of these smaller ones are better than the really big ones.
Yeah.
You
get a feel for the local stuff, and I love it. I love it.
You too. Yeah, brilliant. You just skip past the old. I do love that. I love the fact
were you there? Where were? Sorry, were you there somewhere?
1st of August. So you go down. You've got a cat.
Okay. Hang on. Makes me dizzy doing this.
That was the
up. There.
The Kings.
That one. That Terrace de Linz Penamacore. Oh yeah. There you go.
What does that mean?
There it is. Gypsy Kings and James.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. I think.
What does that mean, Pete? Land of Linz? Do Linz? What's that mean?
No idea. We'll have to ask Joel. I'm sure he'd be able to tell us. No, no, the lynx. It must be the lynx. It's the cat, obviously.
Of course it would be.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
The
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
had the Lynx Festival. You got to go to that one, haven't you? Come on.
Yeah.
Why not? Definitely.
Well, especially if
And
the
look,
Gypsy
it's
Kings
so
are there.
much fun. And look, all of these are free. You don't pay to get into any of these. Every
Right.
single one, if you look,
I'm amazed at what we get for free up here. It's amazing.
it's fantastic, isn't it? All over Portugal, it's just brilliant, and it's what everyone comes back for. All the villages kind of. Have you seen an increase in population in Alvigra, Gary?
Yes.
So everyone comes back, don't they? You kind of get you get all these French and sort of Swiss and Luxembourg plates coming into the village, and they've all got to have a better car than everyone else in the village because they want to show off. So it's fab. I love seeing.
There's some on our street that they just
showed
got
up
back
last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
From France. Yeah.
yeah.
He's here again.
It's really-
What?
The quantity of coral, you know what they are.
Testicles. I think that's the polite way of putting it. Simon, he's saying he knows Joel by now. He's quite used to him. And he's replying, and yeah, Joel has confirmed. He says lands of the Lynx.
Lands of the Lynx.
Lands of the Lynx.
Yeah.
And I do believe you've seen one, didn't you, Pete? One day patrolling your property, a lynx.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen one in there. Yeah, they are
I
massive.
thought it was a big cat at first, then we realised that's a bit too big for a cat.
No, we didn't. We thought it was a dog.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dog. And
It
then,
was just walking along the boundary fence.
thankfully, I have a decent sort of magnifier on that camera. But yeah, no, it's good. They're lovely to see. It's been so successful actually that they've put warnings out for people to watch them on the road because
There
Right.
was
a couple,
wasn't there?
3 hit altogether on the road up and especially going up towards the Estrella. It's a weird one. So it's kind of they've got so many successful campaigns here. So I've seen loads of animals I wouldn't expect to see. So lots of different types of eagles. We've seen falcons, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a falcon that sits on the fence.
Sort of like all sorts of animals that were previously endangered and have been released. But it just means that there's fewer prey around. So
Yeah.
see a few, like we've got some lovely boxing hares we saw the other day.
Yeah,
on the
we were
path,
going
so-
up our track to go out the other day, and then there were 2 hares run along the edge, and they run right in front of the car, and they're in the middle of the track boxing with each other. We had to stop and wait.
Yeah, massive, yeah.
They are
Hares, at least the hares in Colorado were crazy because they went down the middle of the road. Just
Well, the bears
the road.
did too. The
Well,
bears
so the
would
bear,
run right down the middle of the road.
we had that.
Oh, bears, God, I'm quite glad we don't have bears. And the snakes we have here are much nicer than the ones you had in Colorado. as well.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure.
have some deadly snakes.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So they are still on the endangered list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are beautiful creatures, but I would think if you saw one, you'd want to go the other way fairly quickly because
Well, they're like mountain lions. You don't want to.
No.
You don't want to get too
Don't want to
close
mess
to
with
them.
them.
Yeah,
Well,
if you know any cat, if it was the same size as us, would rip your head off and kind of spit it out.
Oh, of course it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
cat,
Good thing they don't get very big.
nice from a distance. Leave them there.
Yes.
Don't tempt Providence. Right. Okay. I think we've done our hour. I'm surprised that I made it. I was dubious whether I would because whether the voice would last, but it has. I've used my special weapon of whiskey, which has lubricated my cord somewhat.
Now, I gotta tell you 2 folks from the north, or 3. So yesterday I got a wild idea. Viv had gone to bed early. I decided I'd have an Irish whiskey because I had my first one in in Edinburgh. And it's good. So I looked it up on YouTube, and it was a video without audio directions, just showed you what they were putting in it and what order they did it. Okay. Well, it looked to me like they were putting rock salt in the bottom of it instead of rock sugar in the bottom. So I put a little bit of salt in the bottom of my cup, and then I put the coffee in there and a little bit of coffee, and then I layered it up like the video showed. And then I watched another video and I realized that was supposed to be sugar. This could be interesting. But it got more interesting.
I had the last of the whiskey and I didn't tell them.
So all I had was Aquadent. I had
no.
these whiskey, coffee,
Salt.
with a little salt that I added sugar to. I decided it won't hurt me. I'm a little dehydrated anyway. What the heck? Yeah.
Well, it must have been the brown Aquadent, otherwise
Salt
you would have
goes
known.
really well with
Yes,
coffee.
it
but
was.
oh,
Yeah,
salt-
it was a high quality aged. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
That's
the good stuff.
that's nice. That's okay.
Right,
stuff.
condensed milk, salt, ice, and condensed milk, salt, ice, and coffee is just amazing. So it's like a Vietnamese iced coffee. They are
It's
really
nice.
good. Yeah,
Oh yes,
yeah.
talking of which, I went to Amigos and had that. I can't remember the bloody name of it. What
Oh, yeah, Ban May. You had Ban
Yes,
May. You had
yes,
them. Oh, they're lovely.
which was delightful because it's kind of almost a bit satay-like, isn't it? It's kind of got that
It's
sort
got
of
that spice from the from that vegetable that they slice up. It just is lovely. It's just an amazing French stick fusion of Asian. It's just really I love
beautiful.
it.
Oh,
Really
wow.
was nice. Really
Making
was
hungry
nice.
now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Really was. The only thing I didn't do was the coffee, which I know is nice because the one you gave me is just like addictive.
Oh, it's
Yes.
super addictive. Yeah, you just have to be careful. But it's a really good idea. Salt and coffee actually go really well together. But you want that condensed milk, that kind of sugary stickiness
sweetened condensed
on your
Yeah.
Okay.
And with whiskey, Irish whiskey is a great one, but do a blend, honestly. Like Jameson's is lovely. I've been drinking
That's what
whiskey.
we just
That's
picked
what we
up.
just
Yeah,
got.
that's what we just picked up. So,
No, that is a great
Love
mix.
Jameson's.
yeah, we do enjoy Jameson's. Yes, we do.
Oh, brilliant. No, that's a nice one to do. I'm
So,
not
another-
single malt stuff, so go on.
hot off the press here. European bears are back on the Iberian Peninsula. There have been
Oh
reports
my
of it. Woof. So you think your lynx is a bit dicey. Don't mess with the bear.
Okay.
Bears really are.
wolves as well,
as
Well,
long
I don't
as-
know about these.
Well, I don't know what kind of bears these are, but in the
Colorado
U.S.,
brown bears. Yeah,
they're
black
not.
bears.
Yeah, they're
not
very
aggressive.
scared of you. They're kind of shy.
But I don't know
Grizzly
about
bears
these.
will eat you, but the others are,
Yeah.
they're nothing to be afraid of. They
I got
will
this-
eat all your chickens though.
I got this thing
Eat
of
all your chickens.
are you a grizzly or are you a brown bear? Or, I'm just going anyway. It's a bear.
Depends on the day.
The worst ones, polar bears are just
Oh
terrible.
yeah, they gotta be the
Don't
worst of the
you
worst.
can't be anywhere near a polar bear. That's
Oh no.
No.
I don't know who'd win between a polar bear and a grizzly. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Kill each
know.
other.
That's-
Yeah.
Don't want to see it.
No.
No.
We have the creator of the Eventos
He's done a
agenda.
brilliant job.
He's
Hola,
saying
Mark. Boa noite.
good evening
One
to us.
night, I've got to
Um,
go see about my cake. So
You go.
Oh.
Oh, cake. We're having
One night.
cake. What cake are we having?
Got cake in the oven.
I've got a cake in the ovens.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
Nice
All
to
right.
see you,
Good
Viv.
night,
Love-
everybody.
Good night, love. French cuisine. Are you drunk? Since when are they good? Did we mention French cuisine?
I
I don't remember mentioning. Did we? That one must have escaped me. Obviously, Joel is not a fan of French cuisine.
There are some nice French dishes.
Well, I'm sure there are. I mean, I'm sure there are nice dishes in all cultures, to be honest. No, but nobody's. Nothing's completely naff, is it? So there you go.
Oh, I don't know. There's some Mongolian food is a struggle.
Yeah, but that's because there's not much in Mongolia to choose from, really, is there? Let's be honest.
it's maybe why they're so fucking miserable, honestly. Anyway, my apologies, but there we go. That's my bad experience of
To any
Mongolia.
Mongolians watching, we are very
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry.
I do apologise. You're a bunch of grumpy gits, though. Anyway,
I'm not sure we go out that far, so you should be all right. But then one never knows, does one? Does one?
that's true.
Not these days. You don't.
You want this? I like your elephant picture, by the way, behind you, Bob. I'm big on elephants. I love elephants. That eye is
Thank
looking
you.
at me. It keeps communicating something to me. That eye does.
Yeah,
Keeps
yeah.
communicating.
That's why it hangs there, looking over our shoulder.
The all-knowing eye. That's what.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got the same sort of thing, Bob. But my one looks at you in the toilet as well, which I quite like. So I've got my all-seeing eye of
Oh yeah. Nice.
of the deer up there. I like something staring at you. It's quite good, isn't it? Really.
I just love it. I just love it, Pete. You've got that little window into your toilet.
I love that
Yeah,
as well.
because
I
that
think
was
that's
originally
really
where the
good.
end of the building was. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, but it's great.
I
You
can
need a
be in the
window.
shower and all suddenly I hear this tapping on the glass and it's him
Yeah, it's
waving
good.
at me.
I'm trying to reenact that Psycho moment soon,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
You idiot.
Do a little tap on the window,
Yeah.
and then yeah, there you go. No, it'll be good. Oh,
So we're talking
snails.
snails. Ring any bells?
Yeah, but they
Oh,
have caracoish, don't they? They have the
That's
tiny.
Turquoise.
Portuguese version.
Oh yeah,
It's
the Portuguese
horrible.
version is kind of.
There's
Where-
a restaurant near here that has the itty bitty caracoish.
Yeah.
Oh, are they good? Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, except
I'm-
when you can see their face when you go.
I tried it.
Otherwise,
I tried him for the first time, or maybe 3 years ago, and then I don't even remember the Scottish Norman. I took him down to San Martin to Porto, and he had some. And I've got the video somewhere. It's funny as hell. It was in, it was out, it was back in again. There was a bit of retching.
Yeah, that'd be me.
I don't mind them. I don't think they're too terrible.
They're all right.
And I don't mind. I don't even mind the beans as well. You know, the ones you bite the edges off and.
The yellow
Oh,
one.
the,
Yeah, they're not too bad either. I don't think because they're reasonably healthy. Think about it, Portuguese bar snacks. Compare that to pork scratchings, Gary, which are basically I don't know, big bits of fat that have just been.
it's fried pig skin, really, isn't it? Fried leather, basically. But it's so nice in when you gotta have a pint with it. It just goes so well. It does. But
You're missing pork scratchings. Bear in mind, Gary, right down our way. I don't know what you had in Birmingham, but we had whelks, cockles, jellied eels. Oh, jellied eels are something.
Sherried or cherried?
Jellied.
Jelly.
Yeah.
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 Really quite a Bob. It's something you're
Disgusting.
very happy you don't know. Honestly, it's not
Okay.
a good. Like you know how eel is absolutely amazing in Japan, right? How they kind of put amazing sauce on it, fry it is just gorgeous. In the East End of London, they just chuck it in a load of aspic and then get you to eat it raw, and it is disgusting, isn't it? I think it's probably one of the worst dishes. Have you ever had them, Gary, or not?
Yes. I had the Black Country version, jellied eels, which are no better, to be honest. They're just awful. Just awful.
It is a horrible, horrible
The
bit
smell
of
is
cuisine.
enough.
Yeah,
That tasting
yeah,
them.
they are foul.
Okay.
So
Oh, tremosos, that's it. Those are the beans. Yeah, tremosos, definitely.
I quite like them. I quite like that. You just got to get that technique there with the popping them out,
Yeah.
shelling. Yeah.
You do. I think they're quite nice. They're really healthy.
Getting better with practice.
Think about what a healthy bar snack that is. That's probably about the healthiest one you can possibly have.
Probably so.
Yeah, really good.
I've never really gone into pickled eggs much. I've had a couple, but they don't really do much for me.
Pickled eggs. Yeah, they're good.
Oh, good.
It's-
What else can you have?
Good.
Oh.
You're making me hungry now.
Yeah, me as well. I'm just thinking what I've got downstairs.
Well, I reckon Bob and Viv started it because of the cake in the oven.
Cake in the
Yeah,
oven.
he's all right. He's having cake. He's fine. Don't worry about him.
Shit, no, it's for tomorrow night. It's one of those. It doesn't age with rum. It ages with a lemon drizzle that has to soak in overnight.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
Oh, lemon drizzle.
Oh.
Oh, stop talking about food.
yeah. So,
Lovely.
but I might have to get a snack before I go to. I've kind of sworn off the chocolate before bed, but tonight I just might have to do it. So.
there you go. Go nice with your whiskey, or your
Yeah.
potato
That's
whiskey.
another thing. Portuguese cuisine at Festas is amazingly good value. I can't tell you how you can get a really nice. You can always get frango asado. So you'll always get grilled bowl or barbecue chicken, won't you? Basically,
Potatoes.
you will get usually grilled sardines, feijoada, which is a bit more kind of I don't know. You like that feijoada we
always
had,
soup.
didn't you, Gary?
Still
When we were.
soup.
Yeah, well, I can do that.
But I'm not a massive fan of it. I have to admit, it's not my favourite. But all of those things are incredibly reasonably priced and great. Really, I just think it's a really nice
And
communal
that
thing.
meal we had for the tractor parade, that 3/4 meal, that was really nice.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
It was good.
They're always really good value. You're talking like 10, 12 euros for a couple of courses.
Big plate. Big plates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling hungry now.
Yeah.
I think John's got the right idea. Look, tremosos, a cold soup in the plaza, watching the scenery passing by. which
He's
is the
not-
coded way in which he's eyeing the girlies. I think that's what he's saying.
No, he's right. It's a lovely way of spending the summer. I think that's
It
a
is.
really good.
If people watching here, it's just a whole different thing, isn't it? It's just lovely just to watch the world go by and people, go by their daily life.
Well, see, the other thing is everyone usually waves, and most people. That's what I really like, is that most people will nowhere else. I mean, when I was growing up, my mum used to stop and chat to people for like half an hour wherever she went. But I have that same experience now, and what I'm waiting for is my kids to come over at some point, and then I will irritate them the same way my mum did by spending like 3 hours to go off to the shops to go and get some cheese or milk or something. It would just be very irritating, but it would be good. So
just do what my parents did and just give them a packet of chicken crisps and some orange pop. They'll be fine for half an hour.
They'll be in their 20s, so I don't know if they'll be quite as fine as they were.
Oh, we started something now. Fiona's craving prawn cocktail salad now.
Oh,
The hungers are going. The hungers are going. Oh, what have you done?
Now, that's not fair. Bringing something like that up at this time of night, that's not fair.
I can see that with a nice rosé wine just sitting there, with a nice glass of white. Let's leave it there because I'm getting hungry now.
yeah.
And there'll be unrest in Portugal as people head for the refrigerator. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. It wasn't an easy broadcast tonight. It was a bit hit and miss, but we got there with your help. Little help from my friends. I got by, as the song says. So thanks guys. Wonderful to have you. Some great, interesting comments. But at these sort of times of year, stay safe, stay aware, but just enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? So we'll leave it there.
Pray for rain.
No, I don't want rain yet. I'm not ready for it yet.
We need rain.
I'm selfish. I don't like the sun, so
I love the sun.
I'll have a little bit, just a little bit, but not for too long. So, yeah, everybody else there, don't hesitate to send messages on the Facebook page, which you see scrolling across the bottom. You can share what you like, especially you, Pete. You can put anything you like up there. Bob, likewise, if you've got events or somebody you know, let me know, and I will talk to them if you want me to. Ooh, a late incomer. They were out tonight, by the way. I didn't explain their absence. Whether it's maybe it's a special night. Young Eric and Pat have been out on the town, so why not? Why not? We'd have only scared them with our talk of wildfires and partying and food and stuff. Oh, Joel hasn't finished yet. He's still coming in. He likes our Pat, like the rest of us. He wanted to give her a big hug, a grand hug. Right, okay. I am going to end it there, people. I can't do an outro because for some reason, StreamYard has now decided it doesn't want to let me do that. You've got to go for the paid version now, the big paid version. So I'll just press this button here and wish you all well. And take care until next week at 9.
Okay.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.